Hey, I'm Abby and welcome back to the Life Work Balance YouTube channel. Today I want to talk to you about phone screens. Why might an organization use phone screens? What are 3 things that you can do to prepare for a phone screen? And what are some tips to help your phone screen go smoothly? Before I jump into that, please go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you're looking forward to hearing about those tips. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the bell so that you can receive life work balance advice delivered directly to you every week. So when it comes to phone screens, the purpose behind a phone screen versus a phone interview is likely to narrow the pool of candidates. When someone is conducting a phone screen, it could be anyone. It could be the recruiter, it could be someone in human resources, or it could even be someone on the hiring team or the hiring manager themselves. With this being said, a phone screen likely is not going to be an in-depth technical interview. It's likely going to be much shorter than a traditional interview, and they'll focus on 2 different areas: basic requirements and culture and personality fit. When someone is conducting a phone screen, they're ultimately wanting to ensure that their pool of candidates that they're moving through the hiring process meet the basic requirements for the position. So questions around this will be likely about the minimum qualifications and maybe some of the most important preferred qualifications. This likely will not go into too much technical detail because it's possible that the person conducting the phone screen doesn't know that much about the actual day-to-day work or technical aspects of the job. So for example, if a recruiter or someone in HR is conducting a phone screen, they likely don't know the day-to-day requirements or technical skills required for jobs outside of recruiting or human resources. So it's unlikely that they're going to go into detail with those types of technical questions. However, anyone working for the organization or recruiting for this position can likely get a feel for the culture and personality fit based on the candidate that they're speaking to. They want to ultimately get a feel or a vibe for who you are. So they'll be asking you questions to get to know who you are, what you know about them, and do you seem like someone who will enjoy working for this team, this department, this company, and in this role. Phone screens are also typically much shorter than any other type of interview, whether this is a phone interview, a video interview, or an in-person interview. Phone screens, on average, based off of my experience, are about 10 minutes long. They can be as short as 5 minutes, and probably as long as 15 minutes. Obviously, there's some wiggle room at both of those extreme ends. But compared to phone interviews, which are usually more formal, phone screens are probably going to be more conversational and more informational. Not a formal interview where they will be asking you 10 predetermined questions that are both behavior-based and technical-based. Again, this is based off of my experience with phone interviews versus phone screens. So phone screens are usually more conversational, usually more informational, and are really just trying to get a feel for you as a candidate. Do you meet those basic qualifications? And do you seem like you're going to be a good fit for this organization? So what are the 3 areas that you can focus on preparing for a phone screen? Ultimately, the 3 areas that you want to focus on are: why are you interested, why are you qualified, and you want to make sure that you understand the company. So when you're preparing for a phone screen, focus your time on understanding why you're interested, why you're qualified, and why do you want to work for this company, and what do you know about this company. So when it comes to why are you interested, the person who's talking to you during this phone screen wants to talk to someone who is genuinely interested in working for the company or the organization and genuinely interested in the position. So you'll want to make sure that you touch on specific things from the job posting, specific things from the company's website. Use specific keywords and phrases from your research on this organization to connect the dots between your experience and this organization and this role. Show that genuine interest in this position and the organization. When it comes to why you're qualified, understand your top skills, your top qualifications, and your experience that are relevant to this position. You want to be succinct. You want to be able to clearly and concisely explain how your skills, your knowledge, your abilities, and your experience translate to success in this position. You may want to go through and create some bullet points about how you will be able to be successful in this position moving forward. You'll be able to pull that out during the phone screen process by saying something like, in my position with ABC Corporation, I used these skills and worked on these types of projects. I know this position will require experience or education in these particular areas. You'll want to connect the dots for the person who's talking to you. Show them that you understand how your experience, education, skills, and abilities translate to success in this new position. You'll want to list for yourself the top reasons why you're interested in this position, the top reasons why you are a great candidate for this position. When it comes to being able to describe why you're interested and why you're qualified, you essentially might be asked to unpack your resume or describe your experience that you've listed on your resume. If you're asked to describe your experience or describe your resume, you do not want to just read it word for word. You want to give key highlights and accomplishments for each position and specifically focus on connecting the dots between your previous experience and this new role that you've applied to. The third and final thing that you can do to prepare for this phone screen is study the company. You don't need to know everything there is to know about this company, but you do want to understand their mission, their vision, their values, their goals, or their priorities. You may even want to try their product, use their website, watch their TV show, etc. If you're working for an organization that provides products or services to people, you'll probably want to try that out. There's a possibility they might ask you about what you think about their products, what you think about their TV shows, what you think about their website. And if you can't talk to the services that this organization provides, that could be a red flag to the person conducting this phone screen. So put a little bit of effort into doing some research and studying the company. So how do you make this entire process smooth? Well, these tips are very similar to any type of virtual interview that you might have, but when it comes to phone screens, you want to make sure that you're setting yourself up for success. So here's some things that you can make sure are occurring on your end to have a successful phone screen. First, do this in a quiet place that is hopefully free from distractions. You want to be sitting at a table or a desk. You don't want to be out walking your dog. You don't want to be driving in the car or sitting in a busy Starbucks. You want to be present for your phone screen as if this were a real in-person interview. So ideally, you are sitting at a desk and you're not laying in bed. If you can't do it in a place that is quiet or distraction-free and your car is the only option, that's okay. However, only do it in your car if you have good reception on your cell phone and if that's the only option. I highly recommend taking advantage of some free local resources that are likely near you, like your public library. I know that where I live, there are many libraries within a close walking or public transit distance from me. You can reserve rooms in your public library for free, and you could even reserve a room for your phone screen. This will give you the ability to likely connect to some high quality internet. You'll have a desk or a space to sit in, and it's likely going to be quiet and distraction free. So if possible, use your resources like your public library to schedule a room to have a distraction-free, quiet environment to successfully conduct your phone screen. When you answer the phone, when this person calls you, whether it's the recruiter, the hiring manager, someone in HR, you want to answer the phone confidently and ensure that they know who they're talking to. Most of us might answer the phone by just saying, hello. I recommend that you answer the phone by saying, hello, this is, and then state your first name. So for example, I would say, hello, this is Abby. This gives a great first impression of confidence, and it communicates to the person on the other end that they have reached the right person. And when it comes to preparing and ensuring that this phone screen goes smoothly, you can bring notes. You don't have to feel like you're going to wing this and you have to do it alone, completely unprepared. Have your resume ready to go. Have the job posting ready to go. Any other supplemental materials that you may have submitted as a part of this application. When I'm interviewing, I recommend going through the job posting, your resume, your cover letter, and making highlights or notes of things that you want to mention during the interview process, whether it's a phone interview, a phone screen, an in-person interview, or a video interview. Hopefully you know the name of the person that you're talking to, so write their name down so that you can address them by name, and then also have notes of the key things that you want them to know as a result of this phone screen. Just a few short bullet points. Usually phone screens are the first step to the interview process, so you want to make sure that you come across confident, well-versed in the position, well-versed in your experience and your background, and you want to make sure that you can give the best first impression to the person that you're talking to. Because it will be up to you during this quick phone screen to show them that you are not only the best fit for the position, but also the best fit for the company. If you successfully can do this, they will move you on to the next stage of the interview process. So hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, thoughts, or ideas, please throw them in the comments box below. I love receiving comments. I do my best to try to respond to them each individually. And just know that if I'm not able to respond to your comment, that your thoughts, your ideas, your experiences that you're sharing will likely help someone who's going through this process in the future. So again, if you have any questions, comments, thoughts, or ideas, throw them in the comments box below. If you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the bell so that you can continue to receive life, work, balance advice delivered directly to you every week. Thanks, and I'll see you next week.